Now, imagine for a second. This whole thing, you, me, your cat, that weird neighbor you try to avoid, all of it is a simulation. A giant cosmic video game running on some celestial supercomputer. For years, it's been a fun philosophical question to debate over a beer. But what if it wasn't just a theory? What if the simulation started to break? Not with a dramatic shutdown, oh no. It would start small, just like your old laptop when you try to open one too many tabs. The universe is running out of RAM, and you are about to experience the most terrifying system crash in history. It begins with visual bugs, little glitches in the matrix. You're walking down the street, and for a split second, the texture on a brick wall fails to load, becoming a blurry, low-resolution mess before snapping back into focus. You blink, blaming it on lack of sleep. Then, things get weirder. A coffee cup you put on the table clips through it and falls to the floor. Your cat tries to walk through a doorway and gets stuck in a T-pose, sliding back and forth until you give it a little nudge.
Nice weather we're having.
People around you start acting like poorly programmed NPCs. Someone gets stuck in a conversation loop, repeating the same "nice weather we're having" over and over. A crowd of people on the street suddenly all perform the exact same animation at the exact same time. It's funny at first, then it becomes deeply, deeply unsettling. You're seeing the cracks in the code. The simulation is struggling to render reality, and it's starting to cut corners. But these are just graphical glitches. The real nightmare begins when the physics engine itself starts to fail.
The lags become physical. You're playing catch with a friend. You throw the ball up, and it just keeps going. Up and up and up, until it disappears into the sky, never to return. The game just forgot to apply gravity to that specific object. Oops. A few days later, you drop your keys. Instead of hitting the ground with a soft jingle, they slam into the pavement with the force of a meteorite, leaving a small crater. The system overcompensated. It applied too much gravity. But then, the major bugs start to appear. The fundamental laws of the universe begin to flicker. You're in your kitchen, making tea. You turn on the stove, but the water in the kettle freezes. The law of thermodynamics in your kitchen just had a fatal error. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, a forgotten cup of coffee spontaneously boils, starting a fire. The law of conservation of energy is no longer a law, it's a suggestion. Time itself starts to desync. You're on a video call with a friend in another country. For them, the call lasts 5 minutes. For you, it's been 3 hours. Different server clusters of the simulation are now running at different speeds. The universe is no longer a single, coherent reality. It's a patchwork of laggy, desynchronized servers. And you realize with dawning horror that a system this unstable can't last forever. It's heading for one final, inevitable outcome: the blue screen of death. It happens without warning. One moment, you're looking at the chaotic, glitching world around you. The next, everything freezes. Not gets cold, freezes, as in stops. The bird in the sky outside your window is frozen mid-flap. The steam from your boiling, then freezing, then boiling again kettle hangs in the air, perfectly still. The terrified expression on your face is locked in place. Every atom in the universe has stopped its frantic dance. The simulation has crashed. But you, your consciousness, is still running. You are the user still logged into a frozen server. You are trapped in a single eternal moment. You can think, you can remember, you can feel the dawning infinite horror of your situation, but you can't move. You can't blink. You can't even die. Because death is a process, and all processes have stopped. The error message is floating in the void of your mind. Reality.exe has performed an illegal operation and will be shut down. But the shutdown never comes. There's no one left to press reboot. This isn't an apocalypse of fire and brimstone. It's the silent, cold, eternal hell of a crashed program. The ultimate fate, worse than death, is to be permanently stuck on the loading screen of existence. So yeah, living in a simulation might be a fun idea for a movie. But let's just hope that whoever is running our universe remembered to save their game.